Good morning and welcome to Cincy Lifestyle. I hope you are dancing this morning because the sun is out again. I don't know how long it'll last, but the sun is out again. And Clyde, good morning to you.
Mona, good morning. I don't know how long it'll last either, but I'm like you. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Beautiful day today.
It is beautiful. And you know, yesterday was a great day as well with the inauguration. And if you didn't watch, or you had to have heard about this if you live in Cincinnati, but if you haven't, we want to tell you about the painting that's going to hang in the White House that the Bidens selected is from an artist who is known in Cincinnati. His name is Robert Duncanson, and he was America's best known African-American painter in the years surrounding the Civil War. In fact, Duncanson moved to Cincinnati from Michigan in 1840. Yep, he knew where to come to on the good side. And he resolved to become an artist. You know, he taught himself, Clyde, taught himself by copying European paint artists and painters. And then he also started sketching nature on his own. So he is a self-taught African-American artist. And here's one more thing about him. He devoted himself to landscape painting and eventually became the first African-American artist to earn an international reputation. So that was so cool to see that yesterday and to be proud of someone who was from Cincinnati, Clyde.
Sure it was. Sure it was. Big part of the inauguration. And of course, the inauguration featured, in addition to that, lots of music. And you know, music is good for celebrations, but not everybody can afford a military-style brass band the way you saw yesterday. So Mona's got for you another option.
You know, National Day for everything, including National Bobblehead Day and National Marzipan Day, and even a day to appreciate the thesaurus. But today is a very special one. It's National Disc Jockey Day. Yes, the DJs have a day. What goes into this entertaining profession? Well, we asked, and to tell us more, I want to welcome Chad Aulick, the owner and a DJ at Perfect Day DJs. Thank you so much, Chad, for talking to us today.
No, thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Tell us a little bit about Perfect Day and how you got into DJing at all in the first place.
Well, yeah, Perfect Day DJs here at our company. We're open format DJs that love taking care of people on the dance floor. Love music, always been my passion, and I always love to see that reaction on the dance floor when you're mixing great music. Got into the DJ business because my friend actually got me involved years back, right? And I pivoted and started my own company in 2010.
All right. You know what, Chad? I'm one of those people you'd love because you don't have to coax me to get out on the dance floor. But you know
just like
what?
To shake it.
What? That's right. I'm there. So what's something that people should know before they hire a DJ, though? You need a good DJ.
That's a great question. It's never too early to book your DJ, all right? Especially right now with all the reschedules and then all of the new bookings, knowing about all the reschedules to this year, it's going to be a really busy year. So if you know anybody in the market for a DJ, reach out to them as soon as possible. Hey, book your DJ today, because no sales pill. These dates are getting booked up. Also, there's a lot of really talented DJs in this area. If you're lucky enough to have one under contract, make sure you reach out to them. If you need to reschedule for any reason, right? Before you lock in that new date, make sure your DJ is available. That you book that DJ for a reason. You're a great fit. Make sure that you have that DJ.
Yeah, especially a lot of rescheduling going on right now. So
right.
This is a family business for you. I just think this is adorable. You get to work with your wife. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, Mary, owner of Chocolate Paper Studios, ultra talented, photography company, her way, DJ company my way. Obviously, we do some great bundles, some great specials, all things DJ and photography side. So make sure you check that out as well. She's amazing.
Okay, I'm sure she is. She's married to you. And then, let's see. Okay, I have to ask this question because I really want to know about this. Is there a song that when people request it, you're like, ugh, you just hate it?
No, yeah, that's a fun question. Actually, you know, there's always going to be those songs, right? that, you know, in the moment are just blowing up, and you're going to get a lot of requests for those songs, or they're just classics that everybody loves. And you know what? I don't mind it at all, because if the crowd loves it, if your clients love it, you know, play that song, DJ. Conversely, and maybe more importantly, there's always going to be that list, that do not play list, right? If it's on the do not play list, don't worry, we're not going to play that song. So sometimes, again, that do not play list is more important than the must plays, right?
That's right. That's right. You know what? I've got several songs on my do not playlist.
Don't you dare play that song, right?
I won't share them. That's right. All right. If people want to connect with you, Chad, how can they do that?
Yeah, the best way to connect, Instagram at Perfect Day DJs. All our pics, videos, mixes, all right there for you on that feed. My wife's link is right in the bio, so be sure, again, Chocolate Paper Studios there. Be sure to check it out, Instagram at Perfect Day DJs.
All right, Chad, thank you so much for talking to us today. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks so much again for having me. Really appreciate it.
It started with a bet and a dive from a famous local bridge and ended in a high-flying, groundbreaking, sensational career in the Big Apple for a woman with Cincinnati roots. It's the ultimate example of a Cincinnati curiosity.
Like a meteor briefly flashing through the heavens, Cincinnatian Laura Bromwell caught the imagination of Americans in the heady days of aviation following World War I. Her short-lived but inspirational career began right here in the Queen City. Laura worked as a cashier in a 4th Street restaurant. One day, a customer learned that she had dived 50 feet into one of Indiana's flooded quarries, and he claimed she would never jump from the suspension bridge into the Ohio River. Well, when the customer backed that statement with a $20 bet, she immediately took him up on the wager. Laura jumped from the railing of the suspension bridge on Sunday, July 30th, 1916. She wore a daring single-piece swimsuit for the occasion, somersaulted in midair, landed feet first, and was picked up by a waiting skiff and rowed to the Cincinnati shore. The river jump made national news, including the entertainment newspaper Variety. Bridge jumping, you see, was a popular pastime, and survivors often took to the vaudeville circuit, hence Variety's interest. But Laura, well, she had loftier plans. Selling war bonds in 1918, Laura was so successful that she won a ride in an airplane. That flight set Laura on her life's course. Within a year, she had earned her pilot's license, only the 9th American woman to do so. Airplanes and flight lessons were expensive even then, but Laura was able to get airtime because she enlisted in the New York City Police Aviation Service, eventually achieving the rank of captain. To the men on the squadron, she was known as the Lovely Comrade. In August 1920, Laura had a lot of men looking up to her. Over the course of a couple of hours, she swooped through an international record of 87 loop-the-loops. Laura had an eye for publicity. On taxiing to a stop after her record-breaking flight, she hopped out of the cockpit and borrowed a compact from a waiting admirer. As photographers snapped front-page shots, Laura powdered her nose to demonstrate her sang-froid. On 15 May 1921, Laura obliterated her own loop-the-loop record by completing 199 loops. On the same day, she set a new aerial speed record of 135 miles an hour. A month later, her career tragically ended. In a borrowed plane, she swirled through one loop and had just begun a second when the aircraft malfunctioned and plummeted from the sky. Laura's casket received a hero's honors, escorted by her police squadron down Broadway. Laura's fame inspired other women, including Amelia Earhart, to take up flying.
So let's continue the fun right now by welcoming the Baron of the Bazaar, the man who collects these curiosities, Greg Hand. Greg, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
So, did Laura Bromwell have any connection at all to Bromwell's on 4th Street?
Yes, she did. You know, Bromwell's is one of the oldest existing companies in Cincinnati, and she was part of that family. A number of that family, of the Bromwell family, moved to nearby Indiana, and she was part of that group. I believe that when she moved to Cincinnati and was starting her career, she stayed for a while with an uncle who was Judge Bromwell. And so he was also part of that family.
All right, let's talk a minute about the New York City Police Aviation Service. What kind of crimes did they deal with, Greg?
Well, this is getting toward the beginning of Prohibition. And what the aerial police in New York were doing was reconnaissance and in some cases arrests of smugglers who were bringing illegal booze into New York City. And so that was the kind of crime that they were largely associated with, sort of a predecessor to tracking criminals by helicopter today.
Did Laura Bromwell ever fly back to Cincinnati?
I don't believe that she did, but she came close. For a while, she had a job distributing publicity for certain movies. They would hire her, and she would fly an airplane around the city and dump out of the airplane reams of flyers that offered special price tickets to promote a movie. And I know that she was in Ohio doing this. I know that she was in Indiana doing this, and I know that she was in Kentucky doing this. I just couldn't find any reference that she got a gig in her hometown.
Greg, it is always a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
Well, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, we'll talk to the owner of a business that was named one of Time Magazine's best 100 inventions. That's right, this patented skincare line not only takes years off your face and hands, but it uses natural ingredients sourced from the Swiss Alps. And we'll talk more about Pormoir Skincare. Plus, if you like extreme talents, then there's a show you need to watch. It's called Go Big Show. And we talked to one of the judges about some of the moments he was too nervous to watch. We've got all that and so much more on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Well, we certainly don't want to turn the clock back and live 2020 again, but we may want to turn back the clock to have younger looking skin. Now that's possible if you're using Pormoir, an anti-aging skincare brand that was recently named one of Time Magazine's best 100 inventions. And here now to tell us more, I want to welcome Uli Haslacher, the owner. Uli, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Happy New Year. I'm so happy to be back.
We're glad to have you. And speaking of years, can you do the hand thing for us again? You know, they look like they were born in different years. How'd you manage that?
Of course, on this hand, I use Climate Smart Skincare, and on this hand, just the regular moisturizer. And look at the difference. One hand looks like my 35-year-old daughter, and the other one, the 3 times grandma I really am.
It is fascinating. So talk a little bit about Time Magazine naming you one of the best 100 inventions. That's a pretty huge honor, isn't it?
Oh my God, I'm still in shock of it. You know, we got in the last 13 months 2 U.S. patents for the new method of climate smart skincare. So what is it? Think of it as anti-aging skincare for your zip code. And it's so hard in the United States to get a U.S. patent for a new method for skincare. So that took a decade of research, and we had to prove that it worked, and we had to prove that it's completely unique. But then when we got Invention of the Year from Time Magazine, it came so out of nowhere. We don't have a PR firm. We don't even have a commercial yet. You know, it was the icing on the cake. So we are very proud.
Well, we're happy for you, too. So tell us a little bit about those climate smart formulas and remind us a little bit of how they work and the ingredients in them.
The key to it is really that skin, what medical research found is, has its own built-in GPS. It knows exactly where you are. And based on that local climate, so in Cincinnati right now, you have a winter climate. It's cold, it's dry air outside. It is even dry air indoor because of the heating. Your skin changes. So what it needs in the winter in Cincinnati is very different than what your skin needs in the summer in Cincinnati, or if you're in Phoenix in the desert. So that's what we are formulating to. We're the only one in the world.
And then there's your Happy New You kit. Tell us about that one.
The star of the show is our Polar Day Cream. It's the superstar of climate smart skincare. It's gonna adapt, repair, and renew your skin accordingly to how you need it right now in Cincinnati. Then for the night, and before you use it, you use our clarifying polish. This is a special 3-in-1. It cleanses your skin, it softens your skin, and it exfoliates your skin. So you use this twice a week for absolute beautiful skin. And then you want to layer your skin, and you use our black serum for this. This makes your smart skin even smarter.
And now you've got a great deal on your smart masks, right?
3 masks today. So what is so different about them, we made them out of a moisture control fabric, so you don't get the breakouts anymore. They are created not just to protect us, but also with your skin health and beauty in mind.
All right, so let's see those hands again. And as you do so, tell us how people can connect with you.
Here we go. This is the results you can expect with Pormoir. And you can find us on our website, pormoirskincare.com/Cincinnati. And also give us a call, 909-243-1456.
Uli, we love it when you stop by. Congratulations.
All right, we've all got special talent, right? For some, they can sing and others can build things, but what about twirling a hula hoop on fire while balancing on an enormous ball? Well, that's exactly the kind of talent you can see on a new show called Go Big Show. And I want to welcome our guest today, pro wrestler and a judge on Go Big Show, Cody Rhodes. Cody, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to jump right in. Cody, tell me a little bit about the show and why you decided to get involved.
Oh, the show is such a fun experience, and I didn't feel I was remotely qualified as a pro wrestler to get in there and judge some of these very unique heartland acts. I mean, that's the real MVP of the show. The individual was able to scout some of these nuanced situations that they were. But as the time went on, I felt like as a pro wrestler, maybe I was qualified for it. It's a beautiful experience to have Snoop Dogg right next to me and Rosario Dawson and Jennifer Nettles to be able to judge people who had been out of work due to the pandemic and they're vying for $100,000. Just a wonderful experience, wonderful show.
It sounds like it. And there have been some crazy talents on the show. Can you talk about one that maybe stood out to you?
I don't particularly think I'm squeamish, but I know I was not able to fully watch Andrew, who not only just classic sword down the throat, not only did that, he turned it on its ear by attaching, 2 hooks to his eyelids and then lifting Rosario Dawson off the ground. That was a bit much for me, but incredibly entertaining and such a unique story Andrew has. That's something I really liked about the show, is being able to find out a little bit about each of these people who are out there giving it their all. But that one was quick. I was quick to turn away. It was a little much for me.
All right, that would be for me too. So tell us about, you mentioned your judges on your show, some great celebrities. So tell us a little bit about them and how it's like to work with them.
We had a wonderful panel of judges. You have your songstress and your Southern Belle, just a wonderful, wonderful woman in Jennifer Nettles. One of the most talented actresses on the planet, the real life Ahsoka Tano, that being Rosario Dawson. And then as cool gets, Snoop Dogg, the leader of the show, that they were all uniquely qualified to get out there and judge fairly. And then to have Bert Kreischer be just a wonderful host and to be able up there and riff and go and make jokes that we all need in 2021. We've all experienced 2020. This show is very positive, and there's that standard was set by Snoop Dogg on the judging panel. And I was just glad to get to know all these different walks of life, get together in this quarantine bubble and be entertained.
All right. So can you share anything about an upcoming act that maybe we don't want to miss?
Actually, one of the acts, whether it's this week or it's the following week, there are a few acts you mentioned you don't want to miss. There's a couple of sharpshooters that all they do is miss. And Believe me, we didn't want to be mean. I just said how positive we were. But there's not a funnier experience on earth than sitting next to Snoop Dogg, where under his Gucci lenses, you can see tears running down his face because he's laughing so hard at someone perhaps missing 19 trick shots in a row. So those are acts to look forward to. There's several on the show. Some hit them all, some miss them all. Take a note and look forward to the trick shot artists that come to Go Big Show. It's a lot of fun.
All right. That sounds like fun. So tell us where people can watch the show.
The show is every Thursday night, brand new episode, TBS, 9/8 Central. And I love that because Wednesday night is dynamite for me at AEW. So to have that synergy between TNT on Wednesdays and then TBS Thursday nights, it's a nice 1-2 punch, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Okay, Cody, thank you so much for talking to us today. It sounds like a great show.
And we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, Cincy Lifestyle has full episodes of the show up on YouTube, where you can find fun segments you've never seen before or watch your favorites over and over again. So subscribe now, youtube.com/Cincy Lifestyle. See you in just a few. Quick look outside, flirting with the 50s today, not the decade, not the age group, with highs in the upper 40s is what we're talking about. The skies will be sunny for the day pretty much as well. So on that note, Mona, we thank you we thank all of you rather for joining us. And Mona, thank you for coming into work today too. We appreciate that. Have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, be sure to make it a great day.